Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Model Railways Unlimited workbench once again. Now, I don't normally take on repairs, but for close friends I do, and 34027 Tall Valley has arrived, needing a service. However, don't let the Hornby box fool you, because she is not all Hornby. So a further surprise, as you can see, it's not Tall Valley, but Sidmouth. And this is what we've got in here. And this is my friend Rowland's locomotive, and he tells me he bought it some time ago on eBay, and that it is probably a mid-70s, almost totally scratch-built body, although it is plastic, with, and I think, a triangle chassis underneath, which has been heavily modified. And Rowland tells me at the time they weren't making a rebuilt West Country, which is what he wanted, so this is why he bought this. So we're going to go ahead and give it a good service. Probably includes remagnetising the magnet and a good check and lubricate, and see if we can't get her running super smooth and nice. Now, unfortunately, during her trip here in the post office, one of the bits of brake gear fell off that goes at the back here, which I should easily be able to reattach. It's got plastic wheels on the tender and pony, but metal wheels everywhere else. Quite a handsome looking thing, I think you'll agree. Well, let's have a look closely and see what we've got. So here's a close-up on the underside. Telltale triangle gear there. Scale wheels, pickups both sides, and just under here, under the front bogie, is the screw that I need to use to get access to the insides. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. I've confirmed that she does run, and not terribly, she runs quite well. So it shouldn't be too much to do really. But it'd be very interesting to see how it's been constructed. Okay, interestingly, on the underside I've got an L7630 and also a 55826 and an L6399 perhaps. A little bit difficult to see, and it is plastic, and interestingly at the front a wheel, maybe to add a bit of weight or a bit of strength to the body. So I wonder if this is some form of plastic kit loco that has been motorised, a bit like my dad did with the City Class. It's very lightweight. Chassis wise, let's have a look at that. So we've got a classic XO4 motor in there. Let's feel the magnet. Oh, not too bad. Again, even that might not need too much attention, but we will flash it up. We've got a very old-fashioned suppressor capacitor there. A little bit of wiring that could do with checking her through, but nothing looks too bad. Oh, we've got the motor out. Nice and easy, as you would expect. Definitely needs a bit of a clean up, but pretty good on the brushes. Look, there's plenty of meat left on them. No worries there. Nice solid bearings. Yeah, she can't quite lift herself with the strength of a magnet, which is my, oh, there she goes, just about. I test normally to see if it needs remagnetising, but we will remagnetise it just as good practice. So we're just going to sort the magnet out. That should be that. Oh, we've got it reassembled, and whilst the motor is still a little bit sticky, I'm not quite sure why. She's running really nicely once she gets going. But I've spent some time, because I've kept finding a partial short circuit, and I found that the very old capacitor, the suppressor capacitor at the back there, had started to short out, which is weird. So I've replaced that with a new type one. I just want to get the motor stickiness sorted out, because I think it's the alignment of the brushes. I'll just sort that out. Okay, so what I actually found was that yes, the brushes were a bit out of shape and there were patches of corrosion on the commutator. The main problem was that in its past someone appears to have tried to reflow the solder joints of the armature. One of the segments was reading quite high, and so I resoldered it and all seems well again. I took the wheels out of the tender to clean them and the bearings. However, I was surprised to note that the original maker had drilled out the wheels to make them more bullied, an impressive effort. Now we get to see the Hornby Railways logo and R858 number on the chassis, which is from a Black 5 if I'm not mistaken. This loco is something of a mystery, as the body appears to be moulded but also very customised. I wonder if anyone can get any clues from those numbers under the cab. Anyway, after much cleaning and fettling, I felt she was ready to go back to Rowland. But first, at his request, let's give her a test on the layout. Hey, welcome back. I've been working for quite a few hours on this, and got there in the end and discovered that one of the armature windings wasn't properly soldered on. So as Sidmouth arrives and waits to board its passengers, we swing round to the yard, where our diesel loco is ready to depart with a short freight train. Another 2 Dapol vans have joined, being Bisto and Marmite. Quite attractive, aren't they? You'll see them a couple more times during this video. All looking good, and as the reprofiled brushes and commutator bedded in, she got better and better running. She will be steaming back to Rowland soon. I know he treasures her. I'm grateful for the chance to investigate her and give her a good service and clean. Stay tuned for more very soon, and to do that you could consider joining the 5,500 people who have already subscribed.